A late-night ceasefire deal
agreed to a mutual unconditional ceasefire
brings an end to bloodshed between Israel and Hamas. Hurricane season is approaching.
Are rested and reset and ready for hurricane season.
NOAA predictions are in this morning. And combating anti-Asian hate crimes
brings us one step closer to stopping hate.
President Biden signs a new bill. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Solache, and today is May 21st, 2021.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Ceasefire deal. Hamas and Israel reach an agreement that quiets 11 days of back-and-forth rocket attacks. The deal was brokered by Egypt and announces by President Biden from the White House. The network's Alejandra Garcia has more from the control center this morning.
Israel and Palestinian group Hamas have agreed to a truce after more than a week of fighting and hundreds of deaths. After 11 days of deadly fighting, their ceasefire agreement was influenced by the international community and encouraged by global pressure.
If there is a hell on earth, it is the lives of children in Gaza.
President Biden spoke from the White House on Thursday and expressed his support to Israel's right to defend themselves against Hamas.
We've held intensive high-level discussions, hour by hour, literally. Egypt, the Palestinian Authority, and other Middle Eastern countries. Palestinian Authority, not Hamas, Authority, in a manner that does not permit Hamas to simply restock its military arsenal.
Just before the truce announcement was made, Israel was still attacking Gaza, and Hamas rockets were being sent to Israel as well.
Welcome news, but I wouldn't exaggerate its significance either as far as the region or in terms of the relationship between Israelis and Palestinians.
As the world has hope for increased diplomatic efforts, the U.S. Secretary of State plans to visit the Middle East very soon and meet with their authorities. In the Control Center, Alejandra Garcia for the South Florida Media Network.
NOAA is out with its prediction for a very active Atlantic hurricane season. Even though the start of hurricane season is still 10 days away, meteorologists at the National Hurricane Center are up and working this morning. The network's Reina Figueroa reports from West Miami-Dade.
No threat to South Florida, but the National Hurricane Center is tracking two disturbances in the tropics. This morning, it's a reminder that we could have a busy hurricane season ahead.
There is a 60% chance of an above normal season, a 30% chance of a near normal season, and a 10% chance of a below normal season.
NOAA also is expecting 13 to 20 named storms this season. Out of those, 6 to 10 will become hurricanes, with top winds of at least 74 miles per hour. We could also see 3 to 5 major hurricanes with wind speeds of at least 111 miles per hour.
If you're in a hurricane zone, now is the time to ensure that you have an evacuation plan in place, disaster supplies on hand, and a plan to secure your home quickly.
The biggest concern for weather experts is the toll of the COVID-19 pandemic and how it could impact states and local governments' resources heading into this hurricane season.
One of our goals right now is to make sure that our staff here at FEMA are rested and reset and ready for hurricane season.
Last season brought records. This hurricane season starts in June 1st. In West Miami-Dade, Reina Figueroa, South Florida Media Network.
Today, we are one step closer to being able to combat anti-Asian hate crimes. A new bill signed into law during a White House ceremony featuring both the president and the vice president.
Brings us one step closer to stopping hate, not only for Asian Americans, but for all Americans.
Yesterday's signing counters the rise in anti-Asian hate crimes, which we've seen during the coronavirus pandemic. It also requires the U.S. Attorney General to issue guidance to work with state and local law enforcement agencies to establish online reporting. A couple of South Florida Republican lawmakers are on the record this morning with opposite views of this week's House vote to form a January 6th independent commission.
Another commission on top of multiple commissions. I know that's like the dream of the left, to have commissions and blue ribbon commissions and study commissions. Why was this Capitol not protected? And then who's in charge of the Capitol Police? And why weren't steps taken to avert, rioters coming in?
Negotiators from both parties in the House came up with the commission plan, but many Republicans decided to vote against it. After passing the House Wednesday, the bill goes to the Senate. Florida politics is buzzing this morning over the possibility of a 2024 presidential run for Governor Ron DeSantis. It's because of something he said during a speech in the swing state of Pennsylvania yesterday, saying he has only begun to fight.
In the state of Florida, with me as governor, I have only begun to fight. Thank you all. God bless you. Thank you.
A Pittsburgh area pastor who also spoke at the event was more blunt when praying before the meal. He said DeSantis would make a great president. The Panthers taking the Lightning into overtime in Game 3 in what many were calling a must-win game for the Cats. That's still ahead, and so is this story.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
Footage of unidentified flying objects getting declassified. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My.
Sorry, that's
oh.
Leaked UFO video getting confirmation from the Defense Department. The leaked viral video taken by a U.S. Navy ship was deemed authentic this week. Even former President Obama hinted at the idea during an appearance on The Late Late Show with James Gordon.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
The video appears to show a UFO hovering above the water before splashing down. The Department of Defense confirms that the photos and videos that have surfaced are part of an ongoing investigation. A panther is very dangerous when it's backed into a corner, and that was a situation for Game 3 between the Cats and the Tampa Bay Lightning. It would take every second on the clock last night, plus overtime, but the Panthers railed back from being down 2 goals and pulled out the win 6-5. Game 4 is on Saturday afternoon, also in Tampa, before the series heads back to Sunrise Monday for Game 5. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.